He's got to find somebody who can match. Hopefully he knows somebody who's got the right kidney for him, and then it's a whole process of...
Curb Your Enthusiasm is in its 12th and final season. My name's Matt Rosu. I'm an economist. I'm also dean of the business school at Susquehanna University, and I am dropping videos weekly to show economic lessons from Curb Your Enthusiasm, dropping them each week of this final season of season 12. In this particular video, we're going to look at the market for kidneys. We're going to look at the episode Lewis Needs a Kidney, look at what do economists think about markets for kidneys, and what have economists done about creating markets or a marketplace where kidneys could be exchanged. Let's start with a short clip.
I'm sorry, but I got some bad news.
Oh, Lewis?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kidney?
Yeah, both of them. He's going to need a new one.
Well, is there a donor?
I don't know.
What's he going to do?
I don't know. He's got to find somebody who can match. Hopefully he knows somebody who's got the right kidney for him, and then it's a whole process of, first the person who has to be tested, and then if they have the right kidney, then they have the surgery.
Okay, we see Jeff telling Larry Lewis needs kidneys, and we could tell by the reaction on Larry's face that this looks like it's a problem. Why is it a problem? Well, there is no ability to legally buy and sell kidneys in the United States. So his friend Lewis, who's got quite a bit of money, if there was a market, could almost certainly afford to buy kidneys, can't do that. Can't just go and buy kidneys. So it's going to be looking to friends to potentially donate kidneys. And that is where you get the look on Larry's face. Let's go to the next set of clips.
Believe it?
Yeah.
No donor. No donor. My luck. With all the people I know.
But your relatives, they're the ones who are supposed to be doing it because they're the same blood and all that. Did you have some idiot cousin living out here or something?
Lewis.
Lewis.
Please.
What about him?
Might as well be called Manson. He's a nutcase. He works at Jack in the Box and,
Jack in the Box. I was just there the other night. Got a jumbo jack. Pretty good.
I'm glad you liked it.
So you asked this Lewis? What did he say?
He says he wants to donate all of his organs after he dies, but not a minute before. Thank you, Lewis. Doesn't help me any. Schmuck. Well, I'm going to have to get on that kidney list like everybody else. Shit. I mean, the only other option is if a good friend or a buddy comes through, then I'm golden. What am I going to do?
Hey, first of all, I want to tell you that I've thought about our conversation, and I'll take the test.
You.
That's it?
I mean, you're my friend. Yesterday, you should have just jumped right on it.
You're right, but I'm making it up now. I'll take the test.
Just close your eyes and think of it with reverse. You'd be really bummed out.
Let me do that. I'm closing my eyes, but now I'm asking you, the situation's reversed. I need the kidney.
Yeah?
What are you saying? Would you take the test?
I'd probably want to leap at it.
Probably leap at it? You'd leap out the window.
Let me just say this. I would have gone on record at the deli.
Hello? So, I've decided to take the test, the kidney test for Lewis.
Oh, good for you. That's really noble.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm just kind of wondering why you're not doing it.
Why should I do it?
Well, you're his manager, you're his friend. Why shouldn't you do it?
A lot of people who have managers and friends need kidneys. What does that have to do with anything?
I don't even know what that means. You're his friend. You're his manager. You're close to him. You should be taking the test, too.
You're his oldest and closest friend.
Oh, so it's a question of longevity? That's it?
Yeah, you're his oldest and closest friend. That makes total
If you're
sense.
married to your wife for 3 years, and I've known her for 20, who should give your wife the kidney? I've known her longer. By your logic, I'm the one who should be giving your wife a kidney.
You know, if my wife needs a kidney, you can give it to her.
Oh, okay. So it's longevity no matter what, even if you're married to her.
No, I'm saying you seem like you want to give her a kidney, so I'm going to let you. Yeah.
You know, I'm loath to mention this, okay, but you are an employee of mine.
Okay. You're really reaching now. You're desperate, aren't you?
A little.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to give up your kidney.
No, why should I?
I know. Well, why should I?
Why should I?
Well, why should I?
Because if I am, you should too.
When did that rule come into effect?
What's wrong with it?
It's not a good rule.
It's a good rule.
No, you have to draw a line. Kidneys is past the line.
Hey!
I have good news, gentlemen. Both of your blood types are compatible with Mr. Lewis for his kidney transplant.
Good night, nurse.
Okay, we see that Larry David is pretty reluctant about this. Doesn't really want to donate a kidney, but Lewis is his friend and he needs the kidney, or, could perhaps die. So this is a bit of an issue. Well, the fact that there is no market for kidneys poses a pretty major problem here, right? Lewis needs a kidney. Lewis would likely be willing to pay for a kidney. But what is the maximum price that Lewis can pay for the kidney? It's zero, right? It is illegal to buy or sell kidneys. So Lewis cannot just go on the market and say, hey, I will give somebody $500,000 if you would donate me your kidney. Or it's very likely the market price would be quite a bit lower than that. That is not legally allowed. So if Larry wants to donate a kidney, Larry is having surgery, having one of his kidneys removed, which is not entirely without risks, of course, having one of his kidneys removed, and is not being compensated whatsoever for the risk, for his time, for his effort, for his pain, for any of the things, right? So this is a pretty major issue within economics. And there are a lot of economists who look at markets and are big believers in markets like myself and question repugnant markets, which is what we've got a case of here, right? This is a market where you would have willing buyers and you would have willing sellers of kidneys in society. But society has basically said the idea of buying or selling kidneys for money is so repugnant we won't allow it. And there are many markets that are repugnant. I'll put an article on the screen here by Al Roth, whose name will come up in a moment again, on repugnant markets. But the market for human organs is one where in many places, most places in the world, it's illegal to buy or sell. Prostitution's illegal in many places. It's viewed as a repugnant market. There are some markets that are viewed as repugnant in the past, but no longer viewed as repugnant anymore. One of them is charging interest on loans, for example. That used to be thought of as something that was repugnant, to charge money to borrow or lend, right? That's really viewed as repugnant. I mean, there certainly could be some who still do that, view that as repugnant, but overall as a society, that's not the case. There were other markets that were maybe once upon a time not viewed repugnant by much of society and are now viewed repugnant. Slavery is a good example, right? Governments legally allowed some people to be bought and sold throughout history in most countries of the world. Most places in the world now do view slavery as repugnant, thankfully. The market for buying or selling kidneys, repugnant. Another interesting one in this article that Al Roth has, horse meat is viewed as repugnant. There are many places you may not buy or sell horse meat. Many people would think, well, of course, that seems terrible. But the irony is, as mentioned in this article, in a lot of those places, it's not illegal to actually kill the horse. It's just illegal if you killed it, you can't eat the meat. It's kind of a weird one. As an economist, I'm very, very pro-market. I personally wish we had markets for kidneys because there are people who die every year waiting for a kidney. And I think it sounds kind of grotesque, to be honest, that somebody would sell their kidney for money. But I'd rather deal with the grotesque and have the people live than what's happening. So that's a personal opinion, right? And we talk about positive versus normative. But it's looking at the number of deaths we have, and I think a market solution would be way better. At the moment, though, society's not quite ready to go in that route. Most people don't want to move in that direction. So what can economists do? I mentioned Al Roth. We've showed his article on repugnance on the screen. He won the Nobel Prize in 2012 in large part for his creation of markets, including the market for kidneys. So the idea behind this, a matching market. Well, if you have somebody like Lewis who needs a kidney and somebody like Larry who has one, if Larry's kidney matches Lewis's, hey, it's all set. You don't need to do anything, right? That makes it easy. But that's not always going to be the particular case. You could have it, Larry's doesn't fit Lewis's, but Larry was willing. Well, what do you do? Well, you could think of a very simple match where maybe there's somebody else who has a friend willing to donate a kidney. Larry's matches the other person who needs one. This other person's friend matches what Lewis needs. That's a very simple swap then. That's a matching market. Larry would donate the kidney. The other recipient would get it. The other recipient's friend would donate a kidney. Lewis would get it. You've got a match. There are matching chains that have gone many people deep. I think I've heard of them being over 70 people, where person A would have a friend who gives to person B, who has a friend who gives to person C, and all the way through. And this cycle goes all the way back until all 73 are getting a kidney, but none of them by the initial person who they intended to be the donor of the particular kidney. A lot of this comes down to demand and supply. If there was a full market, there would be an equilibrium price for kidneys. And those who wanted a kidney and those who were willing to sell, you would find an agreed upon price for that. And there would be transactions in the marketplace and the quantity would be higher. We actually see what's thought of as a price ceiling, a maximum price to sell kidneys for, of zero, right? Because it's illegal, there's a maximum price of zero. And when you have a price ceiling, what you end up seeing is, yes, more people would want to get the kidney. However, fewer people will want to donate their kidney. That means fewer kidneys would be exchanged. The registries for kidneys show that there are many, many thousands of people who want kidneys who die on the waiting list, and they do not get the kidneys that they needed. That I think the market might have been able to resolve this. That's why I am in favor of having these be a legalized market. So Al Roth was instrumental in the design of these types of matching markets. And there is this constraint where you cannot have just a market where you can buy or sell kidneys. So what is an alternative that could work? Well, these types of markets, does it mean as many kidneys are exchanged as in a regular market? Well, of course not. But these types of markets do save lives, right? They help match people who need life-saving organ transplants with each other. There is a lot of analytics that can go behind these, but the matching markets do a decent job of being able to make sure if there's sets of people and people are willing to donate kidneys, that as many people as possible get transplants. Matching markets are also useful in many other areas. A common one that, speaking of doctors, the medical intern matching market is one that's often a very interesting matching market in how it's designed. There's matching markets for school children in some areas where you're not just going to a public school in your area, but you can try to apply for any number of schools. There are matching markets involved with that. There can be a lot of nuance to try to make sure you reach optimal outcomes. So those who most want a particular outcome are able to get their first choice, their second choice, without kind of gaming the system. So a lot goes into that. But it's always fun when you talk about an economist actions that literally have saved lives, which we see here from the matching markets for kidneys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. My name's Matt Rosu again, and I'm going to be doing videos, dropping videos on Curb Your Enthusiasm weekly during this final season. So please like and subscribe, click the notifications bell, and you'll get notified when the next ones come out. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.